Hello, everyone. Hi, happy Monday. A lot later than I anticipated. But here I am, better late than never, right? How was your weekend? I almost was just going to come on tomorrow instead of today because, look at me, I'm not put together. If when Billy comes home, which will be soon, he'll probably go, "You look crazy." And it's always in fun because I am crazy. But the whole point of my working out, cleaning, errands, and all the other stuff that I've had to do today, and there's a lot more that was on the list, the message that's been coming through over and over and over and over, and it's a real easy one, but for some reason we have a really hard time with it. It's being true to you. Me being true to me. Me being myself, And yesterday, I posted on Instagram. I haven't put it over here on Facebook yet. There was this wasp that was flying around all of us, and it kept flying around. It was really annoying, and it was a wasp. You don't want to get stung, even though you're trying to sit back. And then I realized, oh my gosh, look up the spiritual meaning of wasp, because it just wasn't letting up. And there's a lot of beautiful meanings, but this particular site that I really like, that I go to, has quotes. And the quote from the wasp was, "Wake up, be true to yourself." And the minute that I read it to Billy, and we looked, and we both resonated with it for a lot of different reasons of what was going on, the wasp flew away. Job done. Communication, boom. And so it was like, do I really want to go on tomorrow and have my hair all done? Nope, here I am. Now you get to see me in my crazy hair up. And it's just, why do we always feel like we need to be someone other than who we are? And over-prepare or primp or, all of that. And we are in this pre-eclipse season, which is all about change and transformation that I talked about a little bit on Friday. And we're also entering the pre-shadow we're in the pre-shadow of Mercury in retrograde. And what does all this mean? We're getting clear. We're figuring out what our vision is. We're in a state of preparation. And we need to release this feeling that we have to be perfect, that everything has to be set up right. If you notice, I'm not in the same spot. I haven't even introduced myself. For those of you on for the first time, my name is Tina. I'm here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and other times to pop on and give you some guidance and some energy of what I've been asking the angelic realm and the star realms of what's our message so that we can do this thing together. And it's really about being you in authenticity. And, I'll speak very honestly. Sometimes it's like, I have to have the right lighting and it has to look nice. And guys, it's exhausting. And so as I kept thinking, I'm not, I have to this, I have to that. It's like, just do it. Get out of your own way, right? Isn't that we're always talking about that? And, thank you guys. You guys are so sweet. So how can you be you and do you in the way that only you can? And where are you afraid to fully be yourself? And why? What story can you release so that you can be free? So I'm going to ask you that again. Where are you afraid to be yourself? And why? And what comes up for you when I ask? Maybe something, you feel something, or you think of something right away. And what story are you telling yourself? And most likely it's a story that's not true. That you can release in order to be free. And a lot of times it's around all of the enough. Smart enough, good enough, pretty enough, prepared enough. Right? It's like all of this stuff. That's all the ego, right? And it's all these places that we're giving away our power because we're giving it energy, right? And so when we can start to like unravel those stories, yes, thank you, Sharon. It's all about self-love. And it's so interesting because I watch other people's things here and there, and I come back on when I do these and I'm like, I feel like we're always given the same message, right? But we're at different places where we can get a different aspect of it. And I don't know if you notice, I'm sitting here holding this Tibetan quartz. Right as I was, before I was coming on, I was feeling the energy of it from over here. And to me, this is just a really beautiful ancient stone that helps me, reminds me who I am, helps me get centered. And when I share the cards with you for this week, for the moment, it's so amazing. I love how it all comes together, because the angel that wants to work with us this week is Angel Haniel, Archangel Haniel. And this card came up a month or so ago. And Haniel willpower, when you're not going to believe it when I get to the cards, it's all about power. But what is power? It's being yourself. If you're not in your power, you're not being yourself. But we tend to think of, being in your power is, this confidence, and I'm not confident, or bragging, and I don't want to do that. And we put all these stories, right? And then we get in our own way. I do it too. So that's the first thing I want to share with you is Haniel willpower, but I like to see it more as, being in your power. And Haniel is the sacred warrior. And we all have that warrior deep within us. And this is the time where we want to really embrace that inner warrior. It's not a warrior for fighting. It's a spiritual warrior to be more of who you are. And my dear friend Stuart Pierce, whose cards these are, from the Angels of Atlantis, I got a little quote from him regarding Haniel. And it says, "Courage is the means to shine bravely through your love." Courage is the means to shine bravely through your love. So we could say too, being in your power. So we think of courage, I have to face this fear and I have to be strong. But what if it's just, I just be myself and I don't care what anybody thinks and I just shine my light and I'm just authentically me. I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to explain. And when that voice comes in, thanks for sharing. I'm going to take a breath and just feel into who I am and accept where I am right now and know that this is perfect. So some of the pre-eclipse, in a pre-eclipse, but going into the eclipse season, which is next week, we have a full moon and a partial lunar eclipse next week. Now we're preparing for that. We're getting clear on our vision. We'll be entering Mercury retrograde. I'll talk about that, later. It's all just preparation. It's being mindful. And what else did I want to share with you before I get into the cards? I don't know. So let's just move into the cards. They're great. So, first card. So it says, seek your destiny. And I love these cards. I mean, you guys, I always have a hard time getting it in there so you can see it. So there's so much going on here. Seek your destiny. What does that mean? To me, and when I look at the card, you have a purpose for being here on this planet. And it's a big purpose, whether you think that it is or not. You signed up for it. And everything that's happened up until now, believe it or not, you signed up for it. And yes, I too sometimes go, God, how did I sign up for this? And then I laugh, I take a breath, and it's like, okay, let me get into that power, into that spiritual warrior. Seek your destiny. Remember that you came here for a purpose and trust that. And know that whatever's going on around you, it's providing the landscape for you to be in alignment with that purpose. And it doesn't have to be something that's far off. That was the thing that I was going to say that I forgot a moment ago. Every day, can you just do a little something for yourself that practices or puts out your vision or what you want to attract. And even if it's the smallest thing, celebrate it and be okay with it and move on. So as we're preparing and as we're getting clear with our vision, we want to be holding it. We want to see it. We want to start being grateful so that we can get into the vibration that it's here. This is how this happens. So you're not seeking on the outside, you're seeking the inside. You're aligning with the very thing that you want to bring forth. The other thing about seeking your destiny is realizing that you're not alone and that anything you're going through, you're growing through, and to reach out when you need help and support. That is a form of courage. That is a form of power. So again, it's unraveling these stories around what we think those words are. And know that right now you are living your destiny. Even I sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm getting older and I'm not where I want to be. And then it's like, oh, all of that. And you look around and other people are doing this and that. And then we get into the comparison mode. It's so easy. And it's like, wait, no. I think it was Pema Chodron, the Buddhist monk, that says this moment is the perfect teacher. Let's have that be our mantra for the week. This moment is our perfect teacher. As I learn that being in my power means that I'm going to bravely shine my love. And that doesn't mean that it has to look perfect. So when I asked, what is the block or what's the block or thing that we might be struggling with that we can prepare for? I got peace, dissolving unwanting or disturbing thoughts. So it's so perfect. And then look at that color of the solar plexus, power center. So how can we bring our thoughts back? Oh, that's just a story running. It's not true. I'm going to unhook from that. I'm going to shine my light. I'm going to be in the love of who I am. I'm going to be myself. I'm going to replace that thought with, this moment's the perfect teacher. Thank you for reminding me that I just need to be me, and that means that I'm confident and that I'm in my power. Okay? So just notice, the thoughts are going to come up. Trust me. If they haven't already, they're going to come up, and they're going to feel attacking, and they're going to feel belittling, and it's just an old story. And it's coming up so that you can realize, that's what needs to be released. Thank you. Thank you for appearing. This moment's the perfect teacher. Because now I realize I don't need to buy into that. What do we need to release? And how great is this? It says power. So when I ask clarity on that, it's giving away your power. And often when we think of giving away your power, we think of giving it to someone else. And that could be the case. So check in if you're doing that. Are you giving someone your power? Are you putting them on a pedestal where no one should be on a pedestal? Put yourself on the pedestal. But then don't have anybody beneath you. Put yourself on the pedestal, but then realize, that's you claiming your power. And giving it away, look too, we got, Leo, the lion, Leo. We're in the sign of Leo, which is power. So we catch ourselves when we're giving the power away and we bring ourselves back. Okay? So we might struggle with this week, with our thoughts and with other people. Because if we're not being ourselves in every case and scenario, every situation, that's an area to heal. That's an area to say, okay, what's the story that I feel like I need to be playing out here, that I'm not just being me? Okay? I told you it's all about power, so when I said, what do we need to embrace? Guess what I got, you guys? Goddess of sacred power. You are being encouraged to take a leading role in your current situation. Nobody can do this for you. Haniel can help. This is something where you signed up for it. Take responsibility. Allow yourself to have your little temper tantrums or your complaining rants. Yes, you're allowed to have them. Nobody said you didn't have to have them. Try not to have someone else be on the other end of it. Allow it just to be your own safe, sacred container so you're expressing. I do it often. Sometimes I just shake. Sometimes I punch something. Sometimes I chant or just kind of shake it off because it's just like, okay, getting it out. And then come back to center. You are to embrace and take a leading role in your life. Again, doing something, a little something every day. Maybe it's just holding your vision, holding what you want to manifest, and then becoming it. Okay, reaching out to receive support, and maybe reaching out to give support. And then our divine and perfect outcome. Gaia. How great is that? Gaia, Earth connection. It says, be mindful of the planet. Come back to Earth, stay grounded. But notice, to me, when I see the blue veil, I think Mother Mary. I see her holding the Earth. And this is also knowing that we are one with not only the Earth, but the cosmos. And so this to me is when we just allow ourselves to be ourselves, shine bravely through our own love, or shine our love, we then send out a ripple effect that is a healing vibration that reaches others. It really does. I've seen it in my meditation. I've seen that when I meditate, or when I hold people in prayer, or even just something as simple as being on the road and blessing someone, or smiling at someone, or holding the door, those are gestures that we just, don't think about. Walking on the earth. Sometimes I'll bless the earth as I'm walking. All of those, I've seen, it sends out a ripple effect. And yes, there's a lot of unconscious asleep people out there. Some of them are oblivious. And that's okay. That energy still goes around them and overlights their energy field. So it's still, when they're ready to invite it in, it's their free will. They can or they, it's not about that. But the ripple effect goes out and it makes a difference and people receive it. And sometimes it's the very thing that someone needs. So know that when you are taking care of yourself, being yourself, loving yourself, accepting everything that's happening, and you're really doing the work, not perfectly, allowing it to not be perfect, that is shifting the planet. That is us coming into oneness and not being in judgment, but being in a peaceful, hey, you do your thing, I do my thing, and it's okay. We're all at a different place, and that's okay. So I want to just go over the questions again for you as we finish up here. Where are you afraid to fully be yourself? And why? What story are you telling yourself that you can release to be free? And then I wrote in my notes here, this week, can you ask yourself, what can I give myself today? What can I let go? Where can I let go of a little control today and surrender and just trust? And what can I accept and receive? And maybe journal on those. And then start claiming it, be it, become it, celebrate it. Sound like a plan? So I'm so glad that I decided to come on and just be me in sweats from working out and share this message with you because it definitely has shifted my energy and I'm so grateful for you. If you like the message, if you like what I do, please share it. It really helps a lot to get that ripple effect out so that others can awaken as well. And as always, if you'd like a personal session, whether it's healing, reading, past life, give me a private message. So have a beautiful, I was going to say rest of your week, but I'll see you Wednesday, possibly tomorrow, and Friday. So love and blessings, you guys.